You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Snakes and Ladders, Part 1. I want to start this series with a reading from James in the Bible, chapter 1, verse 13 to 16, from the Passion Translation. It says this: When you are tempted, don't ever say, God is tempting me. For God is incapable of being tempted by evil, and he is never the source of temptation. Instead, it is each person's own desires and thoughts that drag them into evil and lure them away into darkness. Evil desires give birth to evil actions, and when sin is fully mature, it can murder you. So, my friends, don't be fooled by your own desires. I want to make some comments on what we've just read. In the world today, there are very unpopular words, or words that are not used much, or certainly not used by the media. Words such as sin and evil, restraint, abstinence, lust. All those things are very, very unpopular and not dealt with or not talked about much. I want to talk in this series about snakes and ladders. These days, with so many digital games and screens, it's quite refreshing to sit down around a table and interact with others with board games. In fact, we used to, when I was a kid, have them all the time. Board games, Ludo, snakes and ladders. And if those of you who know, you shake a dice with snakes and ladders and you move your counter the number of spaces indicated. And if you're lucky, you will shake a 6, which according to the rules I played, gave you another shake of the dice. And of course, you would always want to land on a ladder, because ladders always take you upwards. What you never want to do is land on a snake, because no snake will ever take you upwards. It will always take you downwards. And the worst thing is the long snakes right near the top of the board that seem to be the longest. And some boards were made to have the longest snake on number 99, one step from 100, winning the game, that is. Snakes and ladders, I want to relate that to life. It seems in life that some people are always hitting ladders. Some people would call it lucky. In other words, nothing to do with the person themselves, just some force outside of them called luck. Oh, you're just lucky. Nothing you did, just fortune has come your way. Fortune has smiled on you. Many people who win millions of dollars wouldn't say that. In fact, some have declared that they wish they had never won anything in the first place, because what they thought was a ladder ended up being a snake. Loss of friends, loss of marriages even, and even the money gone in the end. Millions upon millions of people in the world today are actually in bondage because of this thing called luck. They fear misfortune or will go to great lengths to try to prevent it in their lives and in their businesses. They'll even stoop to idol worship to appease the god of misfortune or something. Actually, we can put a lot of things down to luck, but I beg to differ. Most of it has to do with the choices we make and the desires that we have. It's much, much more weighted towards our own desires than chance or the roll of a dice. In an earlier series, we talked about blazing a trail for the generations to come, and how crucial it is to make good, God-inspired choices, even if that choice may seem tiny at the time. You see, there's no such thing as a small decision if that decision has a huge outcome. You see, choices are created by desires. And it's amazing how godly desires, for example, will position a person to be in the right place at the right time to open up a God-given opportunity. And the opposite is true. An ungodly desire will lead to bad decisions that will poorly position a person to slide away from all that is good and noble and of good report and pure, etc. God bless you.